Whether you're a seasoned plumber or a nervous homeowner facing an unexpected pipe disaster, the equipment you carry can determine everything about how a job goes. Today, we're running through 20 of the most exciting plumbing tools showing up on Amazon right now. Tools that actually back up every claim they make. From precision compact cutters to impressively capable extractors, each one is designed to slash your time on site, eliminate the frustration, and save your hands from unnecessary strain. So let's jump right in and figure out which ones are truly worth a place in your toolkit.
The angle stop valves tucked beneath bathroom vanities and behind toilet tanks are among the most awkward fittings to service in any home, and the Laisgoo angle stop wrench kit is built entirely around solving that problem. Each head is contoured specifically to cradle valve bodies in compression nuts securely, delivering controlled, targeted torque without marring the valve's finish or distorting older, more fragile components. That level of control is especially important when working with aged shutoffs that are already under stress and cannot absorb a sloppy hit from slipping pliers. The kit includes multiple head sizes, making it genuinely versatile across different fixture types throughout the home. Instead of wedging an adjustable wrench into a cabinet and hoping for the best, you get confident, positive engagement every time. If damaged knuckles and slipped pliers have ever defined your angle stop experiences, this kit changes everything.
The Rocut occupies that rare space where a hand tool genuinely feels like a precision instrument rather than just a utility item. If you've ever had a cutter wander mid-stroke and deliver a diagonal cut that ruins your solvent weld, you already understand exactly why this tool exists. The Teflon-coated blade slices through PVC, PE, and PEX with a smoothness that feels almost effortless, even in cold weather conditions when plastic turns brittle and ordinary cutters cause cracking. The blade geometry is optimized to maintain the pipe's circular profile throughout the cut, preventing deformation that creates alignment headaches later. A quick release button snaps the blade back to open position instantly, keeping your rhythm going when you're working through a long pipe run. The die-cast aluminum body gives the tool a balanced, confidence-inspiring feel in hand. Every cut comes out clean, square, and satisfying.
Great plumbing isn't just about the tools, it's about being able to find them when you need them, and that's exactly where the Bucket Boss Bucketeer earns its keep. This organizer drops over any standard 5-gallon bucket and instantly transforms it into a 30-pocket mobile tool station. Plumbers already rely on buckets constantly, whether for hauling pipe scraps, catching drain water, or carrying supplies. The Bucketeer layers organization on top of that existing utility without adding bulk or complexity. Your torches, wrenches, flux brushes, and solder all get their own designated slots, while the bucket interior stays open for larger items. The shell is constructed from heavy-duty ripstop fabric that shrugs off the sharp edges of pipe wrenches and screwdrivers without wearing through. Your tools stay visible, accessible, and exactly where you expect them, every single time.
For commercial plumbing or fire suppression work, the Milwaukee M18 fuel ringer is simply in a class of its own. This is genuinely the world's first cordless roll groover, and its performance lives up to the billing. It cuts through Schedule 10 and Schedule 40 pipe with remarkable speed, while maintaining the dimensional precision that Victaulic-style couplings demand. Running on M18 battery power means you're completely free from outlet hunting and cord management across sprawling job sites. The depth adjustment system locks in your settings and holds them consistently throughout the entire run, which is non-negotiable when leak-free grooves are on the line. Its portability means you bring the tool to the pipe rather than wrestling heavy steel across the site. It's a serious financial commitment, but the daily productivity gains make the return on investment crystal clear. RIDGID has long been the trusted name in press tooling, and the RP115 Micro represents their most refined, space-conscious design to date. This tool was conceived specifically for residential plumbers who constantly battle confined spaces where a standard-size press tool simply cannot reach. It currently holds the title of smallest and lightest press tool available, yet it still generates sufficient force to press fittings all the way up to 1 1/4 inches. The jaw rotates a full 210 degrees around the head, allowing you to work around joists, studs, and other structural obstacles without repositioning. Single-handed trigger operation makes overhead pressing far more controlled and far less exhausting. If you've been torching joints inside cramped sink cabinets or tight utility closets, the RP115 Micro will fundamentally change your daily workflow.
A full-size pipe wrench is powerful in the open, but practically useless under a bathroom sink or jammed behind a toilet tank, and that's where the Knipex Cobra XS completely changes the equation. At just 4 inches long, these water pump pliers are almost impossibly compact, yet they clamp onto nuts, fittings, and small valves with a grip that belies their size. The push-button jaw adjustment sets your exact opening width instantly, so you're not repeatedly fumbling with the adjustment while you're trying to hold a position in a cramped space. Hardened gripping teeth maintain purchase even on worn, rounded hardware that would defeat ordinary pliers. These are the pliers you keep in your back pocket or tool pouch for the quick hits throughout the day. A leaking compression nut here, a stubborn shutoff valve there. Once the Cobra XS becomes part of your routine, you'll reach for it constantly.
Kicking things off is the TOLESA PVC pipe cutter, and trust me, this one's in a completely different league from the bargain bin options. The standout feature is a 3-position adjustable ratchet system that automatically optimizes leverage based on your pipe's diameter. Anyone who's muscled through thick Schedule 40 pipe with a cheap cutter knows what real hand fatigue really feels like. This tool eliminates that entirely. It's fully operable with one hand, which becomes invaluable when you're wedged into a tight crawl space with limited room to maneuver. There's also a deburring tool integrated right into the handle, so you can clean up the internal edges of your cut without ever putting the cutter down. The blade is forged from high-hardness stainless steel and is built to survive thousands of cuts without losing its edge. At this price point, the ergonomics and build quality make it a straightforward addition to any kit. There's no worse moment on a job than watching a threaded fitting snap off flush inside a wall or manifold. The ZOMIYU pipe extractor set was purpose-built for exactly that nightmare scenario. These extractors are designed to grip the interior of a broken pipe and back it out cleanly, leaving the surrounding threads completely intact. They're machined from high-carbon steel with a black phosphate coating that actively fights off rust and corrosion. The dual head configuration lets you drive them with either a wrench or a socket, giving you the torque advantage you need to break loose even the most corroded and stubborn fittings. In most cases, what used to require opening up a wall can now be handled in under a minute with this kit. When the job calls for cutting threads into steel pipe by hand, the Yaegoo Ratchet Pipe Threader Kit steps up as a dependable, budget-conscious solution. The kit ships with die heads covering every standard size you'll typically encounter on residential gas and water systems. The star of the show is the long-handled ratchet, which multiplies your leverage dramatically, and you'll feel the difference immediately when working with hardened steel. The ratcheting action is remarkably fluid, letting you maintain threading progress even when you're working in tight spots with limited range of motion around the pipe. The alloy steel dies are built tough, producing clean, precision threads that form reliable, leak-free connections every time. Everything packages neatly into an included heavy-duty carrying case that keeps your die heads organized, protected, and ready to go. It's a time-tested tool category given a thoroughly modern upgrade. The BLEKOO Pipe Reamer Kit is the kind of tool that makes you wonder how you ever managed without it, and once you've used it, you won't go back. We've all faced the gut-sinking moment of a glued PVC fitting in a location that's essentially impossible to access for a proper replacement. These reamers drill straight into the old pipe from inside the fitting's hub, clearing it out completely and leaving a clean, fresh socket ready for a new connection. 9 different sizes are included, giving you coverage from compact drain lines all the way up to large-diameter vent stacks. The hex shank drops straight into any standard power drill without any adapters. By salvaging existing fittings and bypassing major demolition work, this kit recoups its cost after just 1 or 2 real-world saves on the job. PEX has taken over modern plumbing, and the iCrimp pipe crimping tool is one of the cleanest, most practical ways to work with copper crimp rings. What immediately distinguishes this model from the competition is its angled head and abbreviated handle design. Standard crimping tools are notoriously bulky and demand a wide arc of swing space that simply doesn't exist around most PEX manifold installations. The iCrimp is specifically proportioned to slip into the gaps between wall studs and squeeze into corners where manifolds are typically mounted. It still meets every ASTM standard required for a fully secure, leak-proof crimp connection despite its reduced footprint. Compatibility with SharkBite, Apollo, and most major crimp ring manufacturers means it integrates seamlessly into whatever system you're running. The bundled Go/No-Go gauge lets you verify every single connection before the water goes back on. Every single connection before the water goes back on.
No matter how perfect your torch technique is, a dirty joint will always fail, and the Kimgsoak 4-in-1 copper pipe cleaner makes proper prep faster and more foolproof than ever. The tool combines abrasive cleaning surfaces and stiff bristle brushes to simultaneously scrub both the pipe's exterior and the fitting's interior in a single motion. It's sized for the 1/2-inch and 3/4-inch dimensions that dominate residential copperwork. Stripping away oxidation and grease is the fundamental requirement for solder to flow correctly and form a permanent metallurgical bond. There's simply no shortcut around it. The hardened steel brushes are built to last and are fully replaceable when they eventually wear down. The molded plastic housing delivers a positive, ergonomic grip whether your hands are clean, wet, or coated in flux. It's an inexpensive tool that prevents the expensive, time-consuming headache of a pinhole leak discovered after the job is done. And the Knipex 2BX pipe cutter exists to make sure that never happens to you. This compact, precision-engineered tool produces perfectly straight, clean cuts on copper, brass, and thin-walled stainless steel with minimal physical effort. The telescopic feed mechanism advances the cutting wheel smoothly and evenly, keeping it perfectly aligned and preventing the wandering that plagues cheaper tools. An integrated deburring reamer handles the inside edge immediately after cutting, protecting your O-rings and ensuring fittings seal tightly from the first pressurization. When the cutting wheel dulls, the quick change system has a fresh one installed in seconds. It performs flawlessly in confined plumbing spaces and holds up beautifully under repetitive daily use. If recutting pipe has ever cost you real time or material, this tool is a worthwhile investment. There are moments on every job, and especially on every DIY project, where breaking out the torch, glue, or crimping tools simply isn't practical. And that's the exact problem X-fitting push-fit fittings solve. Joining copper, CPVC, or PEX pipe is reduced to a single, straightforward push. No flame required, no adhesive curing time, and no specialized skill needed to achieve a reliable connection. Inside each fitting, a stainless steel grab ring locks onto the pipe, while a precision O-ring creates an immediate watertight seal. The fittings are also fully demountable with a disconnect tool, so if your alignment is off or plans change, you simply pull the pipe out and try again without wasting a single fitting. They're completely lead-free and certified safe for potable water. For emergency repairs, fast rough ends, and situations where time is genuinely short, these fittings are an exceptionally smart tool to have on hand. Faucet replacement looks straightforward until you're lying on your back in a cabinet, contorting your arm into an impossible angle to reach a corroded mounting nut that hasn't moved in 15 years. The RIDGID EasyChange faucet wrench was designed with that exact torture in mind. Its slim, elongated profile threads into the narrow gap between the basin and the cabinet floor with ease, reaching hardware that standard wrenches can't even approach. The contoured ends grip faucet nuts and supply line fittings with precision, significantly reducing the slipping and knuckle scraping that makes this job so aggravating. A plastic insert on the contact surfaces protects finished chrome and brass from cosmetic damage,
while the steel core underneath delivers the real mechanical advantage needed to break stubborn hardware loose. It turns a genuinely unpleasant, hand-destroying job into something controlled and manageable.
PEX has transformed residential plumbing with its flexibility and ease of installation, but inconsistent crimps remain the system's greatest vulnerability, and the iCrimp PEX Crimping Toolkit directly addresses that weak point. Instead of purchasing separate crimpers for each pipe size, this kit uses interchangeable jaw sets that cover all common PEX dimensions, keeping your tool bag leaner and more organized. The ratcheting mechanism regulates compression with mechanical precision, ensuring every crimp applies identical, uniform force regardless of your hand strength or technique. That consistency is absolutely critical when you're building out manifold systems, running long supply lines, or making connections inside finished walls. The included crimp ring removal tool means a misplaced fitting can be corrected cleanly rather than requiring you to sacrifice a length of pipe. It's a complete, confidence-building system that removes the guesswork from PEX work entirely.
Open drain lines and pipe stubs during rough-end or testing work are a direct invitation for debris, water, and lost tools, and the Oatey 33402 pipe gripper plug eliminates that invitation entirely. This straightforward plug is engineered to seal 4-inch DWV openings in flanges and cleanout ports with a tight, reliable fit. During pressure tests or inspections, an unexpected surge of water through an open line can turn a chaotic situation into a chaotic mess instantly. This plug prevents that. It also keeps construction debris, screws, and dirt out of your drain system throughout the build, which saves considerable time during final cleanup and inspection. The plastic construction is rugged enough for daily job site conditions while remaining light and simple to remove once the work reaches the appropriate stage. It's not the most exciting tool on this list, but it consistently protects your work from avoidable setbacks.
Clogged drains are an inescapable reality of plumbing service work, and hand cranking a traditional snake through hair and soap buildup is one of the most tedious tasks in the trade. The Meisterfaktur Drain Snake 2.0 rethinks that process by coupling its flexible cable directly to your existing power drill, turning a slow manual chore into a fast, mechanically assisted operation. The spinning cable tears through the organic buildup in sink drains, bathtubs, and shower traps far more aggressively than any hand-powered approach can match. It's sized and designed for the household drain diameters you encounter most frequently, making it an excellent alternative to chemical drain treatments. A centered guide protects the cable from contact with the fixture, preventing cosmetic scratches during use. The integrated storage system wraps the cable neatly when the job is done, eliminating the tangled mess that makes traditional snakes so unpleasant to deal with. It's a genuinely faster, cleaner way to handle a common problem. Soldering copper is a skill that takes time to develop, requires an open flame, and simply isn't an option in many finished interior spaces, and the Rogvoc Propress tool offers a superior alternative for those situations. This cordless, brushless press tool forms mechanically secure connections in copper press fittings at the press of a trigger, with no flame, no flux, and no cooling time required. The brushless motor delivers consistent, calibrated force with every press cycle, eliminating the human variability that makes torch-based connections inconsistent for less experienced installers. Multiple jaw sizes ship with the tool, allowing it to handle the range of pipe diameters you'll encounter across most residential and light commercial applications. The ergonomic handle design improves control and reduces strain during overhead or awkward angle work. Faster installations, inherently safer working conditions, and consistently reliable joints make this a compelling investment for anyone committed to press-fit systems. And there you have it. A complete look at 20 brand new plumbing tools on Amazon that are absolutely worth throwing into your kit. Act fast though, because the standout ones never stay in stock long. If this video brought you some value, leave a like, hit subscribe for more breakdowns just like this, and let us know in the comments which tool you're pulling the trigger on first. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch you in the next one.